Hello there, Ray here. Welcome to our Wednesday live stream. We are in the month of October 4th. How you guys all doing? Oh yeah, we got Nod in the chat as well as Dev. Just uploaded a new video about the new mod that we can vote for during the Minecraft live event this year. And we'll also be in the upcoming 1.21 version. Check out that video I just uploaded onto my YouTube channel. Talk about all the cool uses the new armadillo dog armor can be used for. A lot of interesting things. Packed full of conspiracies. And also comparing it with the crab. I don't know, what do you guys think about crab versus the dog armor? I still feel like the crab is doing better. But yeah, welcome in everybody. How's everybody doing? We also have a new Snapchat today. I won't put out a Snapchat review video. I'll probably do that after this whole mob vote thing is over. So probably, let's see, next mob will be Thursday. And then maybe I'll put the video out Friday. We'll see. That found's in the chat. We also got Nada's here. Both our stream moderators. Hey Maze! Change the schedule. Yeah. The stream is also hour and 30 minutes delayed. Mostly because I was putting that video out. I should have probably put a message out. Let you know the stream is gonna be delayed. Hey Woodwarden! Hey Carthy! Oh, Zan's here. Checking out all the farms. Is Ray on TikTok? I am. If you do !social, it pops up. Woodward says, I need to see other mobs in the vote before anything else, because it's hard to choose between the two current choices. Really? I don't know. That crab's further reach. Even though they said it's just going to be for block placement, it feels like they couldn't actually do that. Otherwise, people would just misplace blocks and then they wouldn't be able to remove them for building. So it wouldn't be that useful if it's just place, not break.
It depends on how long you get X.
The dog.
What can one shot the player without ammo? Can one shot the wolf, the tamed wolf?
Sure. Maybe you need to reconsider why you're using a dog to try to kill something if it can one-shot you.
Exactly.
Wait, the on-screen thing doesn't show the TikTok, but I don't know. We could probably add it there. Get to make more room. But I also have like Instagram and other socials. Oh, what time is it? Oh yeah, today is Wednesday. With the mob votes, there isn't really a theme. So like the mob votes aren't really related to the theme that's going to be for 1.21. So they could be kind of anything. I'm sure they could fit it into any type of theme. Savannah mob, swamp mob aren't linked. Yeah, I mean the swamp mob, we already did get a swamp mob, right? The frog. We never got our savannah mob, which was supposed to be... Was it the ostrich? Or was it the meerkat? Maybe it was the meerkat. Yeah, I think it was the meerkat was the savannah one, right? But they just like completely forgot about the meerkat and they're like, hey, armadillo guys, you want an armadillo? Dog armor. Alright, and talk about in the video, even if we get this for like long or end game, the dog armor is just not going to do as well long term as the crab claw. Have had major biome additions since 1.7? Oh no. 1.18 was a really big one. They added in the mountain variations. So there's tons of things. Yo, Phantom. Oh yeah, we can check out your drawing later in the stream. Yeah, check out the new video uploaded, new armor. Yeah, not found. If you want to update the server, the testing server, that'd be great because it is going to be 1.20.3 snapshots. Let me write a little message about what we're working on today. We're going to be hopping around a couple different things. Working on auto mob head farm. Auto head mob farm for piglin heads. What was the last thing I tested? Doing final week before video recording new armadillo armor reveal. And then I'll link that video that I just put out. Yeah, it is a lot of work to put those videos out, like right after they come out. Like the second they release the new mob, I just start recording, and it takes like a whole hour to record the video, and it takes like a couple hours to edit it, and then it takes a while to render it, make the thumbnail, and upload it. So, what was it? A little over 4 hours it took me to get the video up, which is so strange because like just a 10-minute video. So you think 10-minute video, how long can it take to make? Standing desk, new drawing. Okay, we'll look at the drawing in a bit. I want to show everybody what we're working on today. Okay, remove that. Perfect. You guys get the Minecraft. Awesome. So if you guys want to discuss the crab or the armadillo in chat, I'm really curious what you guys' ideas are. Actually, can one of the stream mods put in a poll just between crab versus armadillo? I just want to see what people will say. So, this is my automatic mob head farm. We've been working on this for 5 years. Is it over 5 years now? Might be over 5 years now. The idea is to replace my previous mob head farm that stopped working. This is using RNG manipulation. Now we're going with the basic spawning of the mobs. And we're using also normal lightning storms. Just waiting for lightning storms to occur. Let me give you guys a quick rundown at different pieces. What's that?
I made the poll you asked for.
Okay. Polls in the chat, guys. What do you guys want? Crab or armadillo? I'm definitely feeling crab. But yeah, down here we have a creeper farm to get the creepers for the charge creepers. And also above that we have a mob farm. And the mob farm is to get the skeletons, creepers, and zombies, which can be used to get the actual heads. Picking up both of these sets of mobs with minecarts. Then we're transporting them upwards using bubble columns, just cheapest way to transport mobs vertically. And they're going all the way to the top. We're going up really high just to give us more storage. So once we get to the top, then we have some pistons which push over the mobs and they drop them into some tubes. And then the tubes are used just to store them. So we can store a bunch of mobs vertically. Makes it really easy to pull them back out again. Just open the bottom up and pull them out. And that's exactly what's going down here. We have a little system that can detect lightning, or channeling trident on a lightning rod. When there is lightning, it's put off redstone, detect that, and then we can start dropping mobs in front of the lightning, getting them blasted by the actual lightning strike, converting them into charged creepers. And they dismount, and on the left hand side there's all the ones that we're going to use just for their heads. And on the right hand side, or this side here, this is where the creepers come down. Apparently we haven't got any creepers. Guess we could turn on this. See if we get some creepers. Oh yeah, people's name in chat do change. Yeah, Phantom's membranes aren't really used much. I wonder if they could come up with another use for them. That says, I'm standing, but I'm still using mouse and keyboard. Ah, that worked pretty well.
But at a sitting disk. That's the thing.
Yeah, I would really like to have a standing desk. I don't know about you guys. You guys ever tried a standing desk?
It's pretty nice when you don't have to look down to your things when standing. I don't mind it. It's just not very comfortable looking down.
Oh, okay. The change of the data packs broke the data pack server. Did we actually use the data packs server? Oh, here comes the creepers. We catch them with chat. Da, 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 da. I'm liking the crab. What do you think there, Jersey? Okay, yeah, so the creepers come this side. It's only creepers. Then we drop a creeper down here. And the creeper is going to go in front of the skeleton. Skeleton's constantly trying to kill the golem on the right hand side, but ends up hitting the creeper. The creeper gets mad, gets close enough to the skeleton to blow up. And we'll blow up the creeper. But since it's a charge creeper, it can drop the mob's heads. Let's check out our chest here. So, you got one minecart in here. We've been testing this farm and designing, like I said, for over 5 years. And we're getting to the final stages. We're almost ready to make a video about it. So what I'm doing is doing some long tests, checking for any problems. So we can check on like the golem's health, data, yeah, the health is 100, good. Also, I noticed that this golem died one time, and I don't know why it died. I think it was actually because of the lightning strikes. So I looked up how the lightning rods work, and typically you only need like one lightning rod to like cover a big area. But because our farm is vertical, up and down, the lightning rod actually, according to Wikipedia, says that it only diverts lightning strikes within a sphere around it, up to 128 blocks. 128 blocks radius, meaning that it would only stop lightning strikes upwards to 120 blocks. So I'm thinking, I had the snow golem die one time, and I also had the iron golem get damaged, and I was having mobs getting kicked out of minecarts up at the top. I think all these things are probably related to a lightning strike that didn't strike onto this, right? Or it didn't strike this one here, but instead, because it didn't have lightning rods, it was striking other places. So that one kind of covers that platform down there. And then I put another lightning rod above the player here. I'll have to test and see if this one actually hurts the player or not. It might be high enough up so don't hurt him. Welcome in, Mustache. Checking out all the different farms. I do have a lot of them. Almost have a farm for every single item in the game, Minecraft. Was there any other part that I missed about tell you guys about this? Oh yeah, it also picks up the minecarts. I did put in a second hopper here. Because I kept getting minecarts that would end up down there. And I'm thinking that they were popping off and then getting pulled by the water. So I put in a second minecart. But yeah, we're trying to make sure all the minecarts also get reused so we don't lose any. Also put in this system here, which cuts the wire off. This will make the trapdoor flicker just for a short period. And we'll drop the mob down. Otherwise, before, what could happen is the gate would stay open and a mob would come zipping down, and the mob would barely become in range of the lightning and then get dismounted, and they wouldn't dismount in the normal location. They'd dismount in the opposite chamber, which would, I think it would break it. Yeah, they'd probably break it. Check the pin message there. It says, was a lightning storm on my spawn chunk island and it struck the chamber of my villager breeder. Dang. That must have been horrible. Before there was lightning rods, it was much more difficult. I don't know if you've seen like my villager breeder and stuff. I just like, oh, one of the things I talked about in the video is just put in a lightning rod, like, I can't remember, like 3 blocks above, and it does the job. But before, you had to actually put in a platform above it. If the lightning struck the platform, it would be higher than the actual villager. Over 5 years for this farm? Yeah. Just because I haven't been working on it every day, I've just been working on it. Oh, I don't know. Probably an average, like, only a day every month or so. But yeah, that's that part. And then there's also a piglin. There's a little machine over here, a little piglin farm. And this is how we get the piglin heads. Just my same piglin farm that I showed when piglins came out. And then they all come to the center, and then they eventually get pushed through this portal here. And then they get killed by charge creepers before they convert to zombified piglins. Everything looks like it's going pretty well. Oh, what else I changed? I guess we put that mud in last time, which I think worked well. The redstone looks good. I think all the redstone's fine. Still have to decide. We didn't get the witch did get knocked out of the minecart, and that's probably from lightning. So we could put the switch back in a minecart. I'm just trying to think what would be what would be the typical way you'd grab a witch in survival. You probably catch it in a minecart, right? Or a boat. If it's in a boat, how much lower is it going to be? Oh, how did the vote turn out? I missed it.
Crab one.
Oh, it's kind of difficult to hear you.
The crab.
Could you type it out?
The crab one.
I can't. I can't understand you. Sorry. It sounds like you're saying Treabub. The crab one. Okay. That's what I was kind of hoping for. Crab just seems so useful. So if we have it in a boat, it looks like the mob is actually going to be standing up a little bit. I guess what you could do is you could build the farm and then you could get a witch in this column here. Maybe. What does activator rail do? Ah. Oh yeah, the pre lightning rod charge creeper farms. Yeah, there's a lot of just waiting. So much of crab depends on how it is implemented. That's true. But if they don't implement it very well, no one's ever going to use it. Right? Like if it's too cumbersome, like if you have to like put, some people were talking about having to put blocks inside the claw, and then only those blocks could be placed. There's no way people would, no way builders would use that, like actual people that do tons of building. There's just way too much work. I wonder if we can get this switch in there maybe? Okay, this block is going to be at this height, but I should still be able to see their potion. There's a right ahead. Let's try this. It's always funny when you kill a mob and it's a dinner bone mob, but when you kill it, it turns right side up. Okay, so if let's say you caught a witch, you bring it over here. I think we gotta move it closer. Yeah, I think it's throwing weakness potions. Oh, maybe not. I'm guessing that was damage potion. want to move it closer. What do we need to do? I don't think we actually need this. Or that. If I run into the water, what's it? Oh, okay, got knocked out. And it killed. So maybe we could just put blocks in here. We could try this. Summons. No. Other day, someone of my class said, "Hello, Ray," works because she was wearing green top and blue bottoms and black shoes. She's trying to get. Oh, that's funny, Mezzy. Hope you can add armor trims where armor gets effects similar to that turtle shoulder. Yeah, they could have done more with the trim armor, but there's probably a reason why they kept it aesthetics only. Yeah, looks like it is getting pretty close. Might have to put the witch lower or something. Lower, because right now it's higher, so it's skipping some of the water. Try putting it lower. That way the more water will take effect and it'll make it drop more. That's better. Okay. So we need anything else? I mean, probably a good thing to kind of block the witch in a little bit, just so it doesn't attack you, the player, when you're like working on it and stuff. That way you also don't need a name tag, because the witches inside of a boat can't despawn. Okay, says, Adam and I tried to add a warden to Iron Farm instead of lava. How did that turn out? Thank you, Dazes, for the follow. I'm hoping if we do everything correctly, we won't get any more minecarts in here. Because if we get minecarts down here, that means that they're not being replenished elsewhere. I did change the redstone a little bit, not too much. We also need to make sure that the minecarts are getting shot out of the dispenser in between explosions and lightning. So the lightning just occurred, then the explosion occurred, and then we're dropping the minecart. Gives it plenty of time for the minecart to get outside of the kill range of those things. this could be a solid block here. I do try to, if I don't need clear blocks, I try to put in solid ones. I checked the Iron Golem's health, it's good. Hopefully the skeleton doesn't die. We do once in a while get the where it overshoots it. I wonder if we should. It doesn't need to be healed all the time, but we don't want to have like some bad RNG and the skeleton die. It only takes like 1 or 2 health from the charge creeper blowing up, which is quite good. And one time I had these mobs switch locations. Like instead of getting dismounted on the left hand side, I got dismounted over here. But I think that was from, I think that's now fixed when I put this little device in here. And was there any other problems? There was one problem where I had a drowned chicken jockey that somehow got into this water here, somehow got up to here, and then got like stuck inside of, there was a honey piece that was here. I removed the honey piece, but now I have a hopper here, so it's probably not as, probably just as bad. But yeah, essentially it got stuck in here, then no other mobs could swim up because they got stuck on it too. I have no clue how the drown got in there. Only thing I could think of is that somehow got out of, like it was a chicken jockey that was not on the creeper side, but it was on this side. Like a chicken jockey comes down here. See how like that guy gets stuck over there? Like he can go over here. He can get picked up. But chicken, I think a chicken can actually walk through here. Right? Because a chicken can walk underneath here, or walk here. And then you'll walk over here. Shouldn't walk on the rails, but it could, I guess. They could walk into here, and then it could convert into a drown. That's probably what happened. I'm not sure how to stop it. Also play some magma. What is this again? Oh, it's a dispenser. Not as redeemed. That's a great question. I'm interested in standing desk or sitting standing desk. Personally, the sitting standing one that changes. Talking about, yeah, I think I would want a desk that goes up and down. What do you guys like? What is this dropper for? It's probably there when we needed it. When there was hoppers there or something. And I don't know what that's for either. Probably switch glass. Probably want some solid blocks here, just keep light out of here. Might need to put a solid block here to check the light levels. Oh, it is. There's a little bit of light coming through. Go block some holes off. Come down here, come this way. Light essentially comes down this tube here, and then goes through this water here. Having a waterlogged rail should cut down on the light level, right? Oh, it says sky. Okay, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So light's actually coming from this side. Oh, so that block that I had here was probably trying to stop the light. That's probably what it's doing. Oh yeah, that solved it. It was just that block there. That's why you see a random block in your farm. It's like, why is it there? Might have a reason. Had a converted that is previous job. Oh wait, I missed what you said. Standing desk is better for you when you want to stand, but maybe sitting. Oh, how did the... Oh, this one's still alive. Oh, maybe it's just overthrowing. We lowered down the witch. Kind of similar location as it was before. Okay, we'll put a skeleton in. Maybe I forgot to put the... Oh, might have forgot to give it a name tag. Can't remember. Boom. Wonder if that hurted this guy. Oh. JT said they had one previous job. I converted it a bunch for about a month and a half, but not a lot after that. Converted it. So it was a desk that you're saying when it converted between standing and sitting, and then you would actually switch between two locations, but then after a while you didn't do it anymore. Huh. If you want to stand, you would use it more. Hopefully those potions are healing, skeleton. Guess we could check it. Good. Oh, it's losing health. Oh, so the potions must just be too far away. Huh. The other witch was a little bit higher than this one. Higher. Didn't change any of the water. Oh, no, actually I did change the water, didn't I? Ooh, I accidentally changed the water. Let me put this block in here. There. Now, let's put the skeleton back. Okay, got a skeleton head. A little finicky there, skeleton. Yeah, the extra water block was missing because I accidentally placed the block in earlier. Killed it. It was a motorized and converted between standing and sitting. I tried using it, but eventually found I just kept it sitting. Same job also had a treadmill workstation you could check out and use. I was interested in it, but never did. Okay, so that it was like one. Did you have to like bring your laptop to the treadmill, or did you take like the treadmill to your workstation? You act like it's an area you have to take your computer to. I've seen those ones where like they're kind of like little pedal bikes that you can put by your seat, and then you can also like you can like pedal or exercise while you're at your desk. Bring your laptop to the treadmill space. Ah, that's pretty cool. So I'll probably keep testing this. And I'll probably turn off. Turn off the creeper spawning because I want to use natural creeper spawns. That's pretty cool to watch. It said instead I just joined a fitness center and worked and went to Zuba classes. Huh. I don't like doing like normal exercises. I like doing activities. I always like doing some type of sports rather than the actual repetitive activity. I'm gonna grab some water. I'm out of water. Meanwhile, check out all my socials. They're on screen in the chat. And you guys can also discuss Armadillo vs. Crab. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Welcome in, Killa. Thanks everybody's hitting the follow button during the stream. Welcome in, Devo. Is it 20 minutes for mobs to grow up? Hey Yanner, thanks for the follow. Let's check on Mazzy's fan art. Posted it onto my fan art channel on my Discord. A couple of them that we can take a look at. This is the one. This is their idea for a like new kind of emote. DJ Ray. And it'd be like Ray listening to some Minecraft music. Really cool. I don't think it worked like for an emote because it's too big, and you wouldn't be able, when you shrink it down, you wouldn't be able to get very much detail. So people wouldn't be able to notice what it is. But it would look good if someone could make something like that for a Minecraft sticker. As he also made this one here. Is there a way for me to turn it? Maybe I can save it, then I can turn it. Let me think. Oh, we can take a look at it. Also, I picked up some grapes. This little snack. Yum. Rotate. Perfect. There's quotes in the clouds. Hi, Mazzy. I zoom in easily. Ray, there's Gordy. Holding hands, looking at the big, huge sun. There's not Emojing Dev. He's right there. Also, over here is Mazzy themselves. Let me read what it says about this one. Is Gordy and Ray looking at a sunset rise, while me and Nada are playing catch. Ah, nice. This is the ball that Mazzy's throwing right here, going over to Nada. You can see other things in Minecraft. A ship, we got our chicken, or is that supposed to be a duck? They're on the island, there's water in front of them. Boats going, there's like a little island with a house on it. That's so cool. I like it how in the clouds, it's quotes. Nice little Easter egg. Great job there, Mazzy. Oh, seagull. Ah, that makes sense. Farm's looking good. We'll do some more long tests. I'll do them like overnight to see if we have any problems. But let's go ahead and get the world set up so we're ready for the test. What we're going to do is we're just going to make sure all the minecarts are in the proper location. So we just need to go to the bottom. And we need to get all the minecarts to come down here. Thanks for following, best viewer. That's quite the name to have. You're the best viewer. Nobody can disagree with you. It's literally in your name. Okay, I think all the minecarts are down here. Houston, we got a problem. Missing a lot of minecarts. Supposed to be 3 empties. And then this one's supposed to be 8 empty. So let's just double check. Make sure there's no minecarts over here. Okay. And let's make sure some minecarts at the top. As it's dry time, I'm not talking for a while, it means I'm trying. Ooh. Nice. You have to draw quite well. Okay. Looks like everything's... all the minecarts are removed. Now the minecarts are here. I think we are ready to release the mobs. And I don't think there's anything at the top. Because one thing we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure all the minecarts go all the way up and come back down again. We don't lose any. That way we can use the same minecarts over and over and over and over again. That's what makes the farm actually infinitely automatic. So let's go ahead and turn the mobs loose. Oh, did too close. Let's try it. Not too hard to fix this. It goes like that. Oh. Okay, I think that's good. I'll come back and I'll test this for a longer period. Like I said, I have been testing it for like the last week, and I've just been kind of paying attention to all the different little minor problems. And then during the streams, I try to fix them all. I think we got them all fixed. So we will hop back on here again. Hopefully, if everything goes well, next time we'll be recording in that world. So not only are we working on the automatic mob head farm, which is a very long-term project, we're also working on the new super simple raid farm that got upgraded. So now it's also super fast. Matthews, how many years have you been streaming? I think we said 5 years or something. Oh yeah, I also been testing this farm too. I can't remember. Let me see. Hoi. So it says at least 5.5 years. One of these times I just need to look it up and then write it down so I don't forget. It's probably more like 6 years. Yeah, this is my simple raid farm. That's also really fast. I try to keep it minimal as possible. So last time what we did, oh yeah, we kind of moved some stuff around. We moved these guys around. And we had the player sitting in there, AFK, whacking, which worked pretty well. We also made this ladder so the player can actually get inside. Do this, climb up here. Oh, you gotta crouch. And flip this, go into here. Can I get in there? In here. I'm trying to get into there. Oh, the gate's open. Double check my resource packs. Minecraft pad. That's all good. Now you can come into here. I think we could replace the armor stand from in here. Let's say I accidentally broke the armor stand. Here's survival. You can't replace it. Open this up. Oh, should I open a different version maybe? Yeah, I should probably have that open a different version. Here's survival. You can't place it now. Open this up. You can like pick up against that. Place it in. Perfect. And then you can sneak in here. Close that gate. Now it should be anywhere that you can accidentally get stuck. And then these brokers either side, you'll be able to see you no matter where you're standing. And then you use your lovely dovely sword here. To operate the farm, which is great. What is this one again? Oh, this was, oh yeah, I was doing a test. That's true. How did that test turn out? We ended by having my account. My account was, I guess my account was watching. We had a fake player in here that was running the farm, and it was constantly killing armor stand. And then we were seeing how much it was producing. And I was trying to think, we had pistons in here. They're pushing it. I thought, okay, what if we could remove the pistons? The rates should get better, in theory. Oddly enough, I ran the farm for like, I can't remember how long. It was probably like a whole day, at least 12 hours. And the rates actually got worse. So I don't know if it's from that or it's from something else. But essentially what it did is we, instead of having the pistons push items down, we just had a command block that was teleporting the items into the storage system. And then these are the counters that are counting how many items per hour it's producing. So there was either items getting stuck somewhere. Actually, wait, why are there items here? Is that the problem? Oh. Okay. That probably explains them. Probably explains their problem. I think we saw their problem, guys. That's why we were getting worse rates. It's like one of those things. I hopped on here to check. I was like, huh, the rates are worse than before. I was like, okay, we're going to have to check on this during the stream, see if we can find a fix. And then, like, just a minute into actually looking into it, we found the fix. That's pretty nice. So, that probably explains why we're getting poor rates. Let's go ahead and put that alt account in here. And that way, when I finish the stream, I can just keep running the account over here and testing it. I should copy the command. I need to spawn. Player. Alex. Spawn. Up here, here. Facing. Yes, native 90. Native 90 0. Oh, this is a Alexa. That's dead. Kill. Jarble. We'll tell finding Jarble, whatever Jarble's name is. Jarble, you must work for us now. Now we give this character. Is this right, sir? Yeah. Okay. Hopefully it's facing the right direction. This will be negative 90 0. It should be like perfectly this direction. And then game mode survival for ASDF. And then attack every 20 ticks every 1 second. Oh, okay, now it's rotating. That looks better. Nice. Okay, so that's good. And then they should automatically start the next raid farm. There it is. The next raid. Let me turn down this kind of noisy. Nice. And oh yeah, we're also going to give this player resistance because right now we're just testing items. We don't care about the player taking damage. So give resistance. Affinity level 9. That's good. I just don't want them to die during testing because then you don't know what type of items Brower it's producing if all of a sudden the person's gone. Oh, sorry, Mazzy, it's so loud. Item replace. Yeah, but then I have to. How would I choose what type of item to replace? Because I had to tell it. I had to somehow give it my sword. I had to go from my inventory into their inventory. Hilt has a Steve skin. Yeah, I always keep a default skin on my alt just for screenshots. Okay, yeah, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to like take it from my inventory and put it into their main hand. A lot easier for me just to drop them an item. Alright. So the fake account is whacking at the armor stand. It's actually over here, which is perfect. The armor stand should move back and forth. Oh no. So we turned off, there's a piston that would push diamond sand. We turned that off. We also removed the lava that was here. Just so we could do a bit better testing. Because we're trying to figure out items per hour. Once we know how many items per hour it produces, we can figure out how much storage we want. We already did a couple tests that indicated, I think it was like 150,000 items or something. Or like around 80,000 emeralds per hour. And because of that, we determined that it takes about this many chests and sorters to pick up all of the emeralds, which is great. The main thing people build these farms for is the emeralds. We also got all the other loot over here. And then the non-stackable items being picked up by the lays. Is nice. But it's just still pretty loud. Yeah, I think I had my computer sound turned down, so I couldn't really hear how loud it was. Turn down. Oops. Okay. We probably don't need... That kills XP orbs. That's for the testing. We probably don't need the armor stand block anymore, since we can easily place it in manually. And we probably don't need this anymore. Those Ravagers. We just got 2 command blocks which are for testing. One of them is removing XP so they don't build up. The other one's moving all the items to the bottom so we can count them. All these hoppers here. And oh, we might need to put in more storage. Now that we're getting more items that should come down this way instead of getting stuck like before. We might need to put in more hoppers. Let's watch this. You can see the items are sitting there. I don't want them to sit there till they despawn. Okay. Looks like I got picked up. Probably should reset this. As long as every 5 minutes it removes all the items from the stack. It looks like it's, yeah, it looks like it's pretty good. That we don't have to add in more hoppers. Looks good. Right, item replace you can use to give player item replace. But I can't. Oh really, you can pull it from my inventory? Huh. Item replace entity. Main hand from... Oh wow, I did not know you could do that. It's pretty cool. Thanks for explaining that, Nada. Very cool. So it's just easier to drop it though. Even though I can do it. Learn new things every day, yeah. I always say the day you don't learn something new, probably the day you probably don't want to continue living. Because that'd be a pretty boring life. Is there anything else we want to prove upon this? We tested it. We learned that as fast as a player can get Bad Omen, we're limited by just how fast we can have the villagers pick up their workstations again. They have to turn into a farmer once each time. Sometimes they do it like instantly. Sometimes it takes a little while. Because only when they're a farmer are they actually part of a village, because they have a workstation. And only then can they accept new Bad Omen. Like there, they barely got it in time. So this is our main limitation about how fast we make the farm. You only have so many raids go through. I think it's like about 2.5 seconds. 2.5 seconds in between raids. Then each raid can have 7 or 8 waves. We got you quite a few. Hey, Yanner. No, I don't need to give the alt account armor. Because we just give it resistance for now. When you would typically run this farm, I would encourage having netherite, just the best armor you can wear, and thorns if possible, and also a totem of undying. Just in case, it depends if you want to run it for like, 100 hours or something, without ever having to check up on it. But if you just want to run for 10 hours, maybe some good diamond armor would be good enough. Also, full hunger and health. It's a good start. Very rarely can a Vex come after a player. We did talk about putting a boat. Like just putting a boat over here. That is pretty loud. And then just try and catch maybe the extra Vex with the boat. Because they're going to come towards the player and try to kill him. If we had a boat right here, I don't know if it would actually... Would it actually break anything? So this block isn't doing too much. I think we could stick a boat in here. Don't think it's gonna die from the swooping sword. Can't put it in unless the gate's open. Okay, so that's not really... It doesn't actually block the view of this guy over here. And... not really do anything else. No other problem. Could also stick a boat on this side. I can move this. Go pretty much anywhere. And we could have a boat over here too, I guess. Okay. This guy crazy. Hey, Duran. Kind of confused me how thus it sometimes have 2 raid bars in it. The 2 raid bar, I don't know exactly what's going on there. I'm just guessing probably one raid is moving downwards and it just briefly is still on the screen. And then the second raid bar is also on the screen. Just double check this. Oh, this looks good. Okay, looks good. Let's check the amount. So it's saying around 155,000 items per hour. And about 80,000 emeralds. Those are some good rates. We also did compact the redstone a little bit more. Make it a little bit cleaner. We also put in a little bit less blocks around here, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of all open here, so you can kind of see what's going on. If we didn't need those 2 things, it would have looked much smaller. Also, the actual storage system, that's optional. You can always just put the items into mass storage or the chest. So I'll probably, when I take the actual screenshot, probably remove that. This part here is quite simple. They're just some villagers stacked up. I do want to do a block by block tutorial on this, which is going to be pretty extensive. Let me just check. What difficulty? Oh yeah, we're in hard difficulty. Strength 2, what do we say? Oh yeah, you said you can use a diamond sword, but you do need to use the strength 2 beacon. Otherwise, you don't end up 2-hitting the mobs, which just means more mobs pile up, makes it slower. How, Meow says, how would you ever get to those guys in the boats in there? That's another thing we're going to have to show during the tutorial. But my idea is to start a raid, and it's going to spawn in there, like these guys are. And then put a boat along the edge here. I can put one in there. And then push it inwards until you grab mobs like that. And then kill mobs until you get one that's an evoker. Right there, so you got evoker. And then what you do is hop in the boat. Can you hop? Yeah. Hop in the boat. And then you have to, build a little walkway. Then your little walkway would go over top of this, and you'd have all this already built, except for the middle boat missing. And you put in some trapdoors, and then you just boat it over here and drop it in there. And yeah, it's gonna be tough to do in survival, but that's the way I would recommend. I think that's the way I'm gonna do the tutorial. Use the effect command if you want to remove hunger. I don't want to remove hunger. I want the player not to die from a random vex. So this is just the best way to do it. You don't have to worry about armor and stuff. Got 8 hits by the Warden, Sonic Blast, and Unenchanted Iron. Wow. He must be having some regen or something. But yeah, the whole thing is mostly ran on this clock here. Clock runs moving the raids downwards through the villages, and it also runs the pistons, which I currently turned off the pistons. Is there any other questions that we have? Squids shouldn't be able to spawn here, right? Squids or drones. I don't think anything really would spawn up here in the air. They keep changing the way squids and fish spawn in. I think the last time I remember they have spawned around sea level and downwards. So they shouldn't spawn in any water here. You want to also just make sure there's plenty of light here so you don't mobs spawning in here. We do got the villagers covered up. So nobody should really attack them. Could cover up more if I wanted to. One way down here. This one probably definitely want to cover up just because this one drowns. Yeah, because typically we would recommend building this on top of ocean so you don't have to worry about spawn proofing. But then you have to worry about drowns. How high up are you? Oh, 200 blocks. Okay, well then you went 200 blocks minus 60, so 140, right? 200 blocks. 100, no, 100, 130. 130 minus 20 blocks. Or what? Maybe it's just minus 60. 60 plus 130 is 190. So we are too high up for drowns to even spawn. But it's a good thing we don't have a maximum spawner. We put our equipment in here. This is everything you need, kind of. I guess we could put a armor stand. Need one of those. We could also move the beacon so it looks a little bit nicer. Want to move it like over here. Then again, if I take screenshots, I probably want the beacon out of the way. Okay, how is the farm doing now? Still sitting around that 155. Probably gonna come down a little bit as it evens out. Depends on how much luck you're getting with emeralds, but over time it should even out. I can't think if there was any other problems I had. I guess the main problem I had when I was running it is just the rates seem really low, but we fixed that problem. We're just missing a block in there. We also got this item storage to work without using any ice, which is kind of fun. And without having to align any items. We also got the lay storage in there. We're actually sorting out every single item, at least one of each of them. Number of entities mostly stays under 500 entities. Quite a few fangs, which make up a lot of the entities, besides the XPs and items. But we're sorting out all the items, and we're killing the extra XPs. We don't have to worry about those. The fangs are just constantly spawning, but I guess not too much you can do about that, unless you remove the blocks that the fangs are trying to spawn on, which you could do, but I don't think it's really worth it. Aren't these both supposed to be turned sideways? Yeah, these ones on the end are supposed to be turned sideways. I might have accidentally broke this boat. We turn it sideways, that way we can't. The evoker on the opposite side can't see this boat with the Vex inside of it. But just far enough away so they can't see each other's Vex. So they summon extra ones. And then the ones in the center can see both Vex, so they summon no Vex. Hey Moo Moo! What'd you guys think of the armadillo? It seemed like there's a lot of hype for it. Almost choked on a grape. I'm trying to think, which one, when the sniffer came out, was the sniffer the last one that came out? I think it was. Sniffer was the last one. The sniffer came out last, but then it like completely took over. Don't die. We needed you to design farms. It's not like, Ray, don't die. We don't want you, to leave this world. We care about you. No, it's like, don't die. We need your farms. Wow, guys. Way to make me think. Way to make me feel special. We're also trying to reduce the amount of lag from this farm. So that's the main reason why I was trying to get the entity count as low as possible. With like the fangs. And the power goes to a bit hard to see what's going inside of here. There's a lot of mobs. I'm really proud of this farm. We were able to overcome a lot of different problems we came across along the way. I think I originally wanted the center block to be removed too, so it was a total of 9 spawning spaces. But then they just made it like no place for me to actually collect items. We couldn't really get any pistons in there. And it turns out the player was going to be underneath. We couldn't have like shifting floors. The player was right there. Actually, you know, when I first watched the crab claw, I thought they were going to say that the crab claw can be used to rotate blocks. Because like the crabs like climb on the side of a block. You know how they showed kind of crab climbing on the side of the block? I thought, as soon as they showed the claw, I thought, oh, this is going to be something to do with like rotating, just like the crab can climb different angles and stuff. It's like, no. The claw will just make you reach a little bit further, which is pretty useful, but not as useful as if you could actually use the claw to rotate blocks, kind of like a debug stick. I think how early game you can actually build this farm. It's actually fairly early game. If you can get villages, a village that's near ocean, you could just transport the villagers out here to the water. And then everything else is there's some redstone. I have to get some redstone dust to build it. But there's nothing too costly. I try to choose the cheapest, easiest box to get to. I guess getting a good sword, you could use a diamond. You just need a diamond sword that also has sharpness 5, unbreaking, and mending, and looting 3 if you want to. Like not all of it's required, but if I get the most rates. They keep adding beginner mobs. We need vertical slabs. And update. That's what we want in this update. AG says we need to get quartz for observers. Oh, you're talking about the farm. Yeah, there's some observers. How many do I got here? Got one there, probably 4 there. Is it 2 in here? But yeah, getting quartz is actually really easy. When you first enter the nether dimension, there's quartz ore exposed everywhere. Rune portal. I mean, you don't even need a rune portal really to get to the nether. If you really want to, you can use lava buckets. Bunch of boats, which just means tree chopping. This obsidians are pistons. They do make some pistons. A couple dispensers. So there's some like, I'd say minimal redstone. You don't need the huge storage system, but you probably would want a lot of hoppers just to actually pick up all the loot you're getting. Walls, which you can easily get from pretty much anything. I mean, it doesn't even have to be walls, right? It could be fences. Or no, is fence? Maybe fences don't work. Because walls have this little flat piece. I don't think fences have that. Let's pull up a fence. Yeah, fences are always the same flatness. And changing this fence doesn't change the ones underneath. guess if we were splitting the game between like early game, mid game, end game, and then like super end game, I would consider this possible early game if you just kind of focus on the things you need. What do you guys call like after end game, like super end game, long term end game? So it's easy to get to another unless you're in the subserver of Rays where it's deep dark in every dimension. Guys and waters don't mix. Legacy game. Every time I hear legacy, I just think of people always talking about legacy. What do they call it? Legacy PlayStation? Minecraft? Never played it before, but everybody talks about it. Is it on PlayStation? That's Legacy.
Just read my messages.
Shulker, Wither, and Endurance. Wait, what's Endurance? Endurance. Here's the autoplay. As it says, a new drawing. Okay, let's check out the new drawing. Ooh, you guys want to see it up close? Under the fan art in my Discord. If you guys haven't joined my Discord, you can do ! Socials. See my Discord link. So this is fan art Mazzy made. A lot of text on it. There's me, Ray. Is this like a bugle? There's a shield. Oh, the Gordy shield. Oh, there's Gordy themselves with TNT. And what is Gordy carrying? There's also Nada. He's right here holding his sword. And Mazzy up front, pointing the way forward. Goat horn. Okay, gotcha. Flint and steel. Oh, he has a flint and steel. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And then in the background, you can see part of, I think this is probably Pillager maybe? And what is this? Maybe a village? Maybe it's a Ravager. This one's a witch? Okay, that does look like a witch. The buildings in the background. Is this a pillager? Or a villager? Villagers running away. Okay, it makes sense. They ran away from village because they're being attacked. Mazzy, Gordy says, okay, Mazzy says, ready guys? Gordy says, oh yeah. Ray says, let's do this. Nada says, charge. I know this is not, can't quite read that right time. I know it's not right time, but who wants to quote Ray? Oh my goodness. Typical Nada. Right in the middle of something. He's like, hey, that's a good quote. Mazzy. Oh, ooh. You might tell me what this says. Me. I don't know. Something about reading this. Hee got him. Raid. Oh, this is the raid bar up here. And then it's the playing words with raid. Oh, that's so cool. There's by Mazzy. And it's a date. Like villager arms. Hey, Dynamo Effect, we're just looking at some fan art. Matthew, you can let me know what it says here. Also, Dynamo Effect, what do you think of the current 2 mobs that are up for mob vote? Got the crab and the armadillo. Where you can get crab claws or armadillo scutes for dog armor. Hey, Foxboy. Minecraft dog armor, good idea, yes. I kind of gave my whole opinion in the video I put out a couple hours ago. If you guys haven't seen it, put a video on YouTube about the new armadillo dog armor and what I think about it, all the pros and cons, and how it would improve Minecraft in different ways, and how it would change automatic farms, and also compared it with the crab claw. If you guys want to hear all that, it's on my YouTube channel. And we're also watching my fast yet simple raid farm. You can produce 150,000 items per hour, 80,000 emeralds per hour, around there somewhere. Let's check on it. Oh yeah. Looks like we're at 157,000 items per hour. We're at a little over 80,000 emeralds per hour. Plus, you know, get tons of goodies. Maddie says, okay, I think I'm lost. I made the text even for me to read the picture. Oh. Dynamo Effect says, so far, I'm more on the board with the crab for building. Yay, we got another crab. I'm in favor for the crab because crab claw can be used from beginning game to end game, where dog armor can only be used in early game. No one's really going to be playing around with dogs and dog armor when you're at end game. Oh, it says me in chat quoting him reading this. Ah, okay. That seems like a thing that would definitely happen. After you make me read something, you would end up making quote after it. Not against either. I think they're both cool. I don't necessarily think every mob added needs to have amazing purpose. Having mobs in Savannah would be cool. That's true. They could add mobs that don't have a purpose, but when it comes to the mob vote, I think those mobs should definitely have a purpose, because that's the whole reason why, like, people do the whole mob vote thing and discussing pros and cons, and you know that's why you're voting for it. You can't vote for something if it doesn't have many features. But yeah, they could always throw in, you know, like fireflies or something without a vote. JT says, I noticed that armadillo video, that little Vu it was missing. Did the crabs eat them? I was going to mention that in the video. Then I thought I'll just wait for the next one. But what I noticed, JT, is in each video, one character leaves. So in the first one, little Vu, when he swims over to the crabs, he says, you know, let's see the first one that gets to Minecraft Live. So he's going to try to find a way to get to Minecraft Live through his direction. And then Jens, when he gets off, he says, oh, this is the way to Minecraft Live. And he's like, I can prove it. So he starts taking off across the land. So he's going to also get to Minecraft Live, but a different way. And that leaves Agnes on the boat. So Agnes is going to come up to the third mob. And then probably going to end by them all meeting up again at the Minecraft Live location. Each tiny Imagineer is finding their own mob. Yes. Yeah, they're finding their own mob, plus they're finding their own way to the Minecraft Live event. Yep, tomorrow should be the final mob. Ooh, it's actually it's actually a lot of work when they do this whole mob vote thing for me, because I have to put a video out every single day. And like the last video took me like 4.5 hours to make, even though it was a 10-minute video. And it's mostly just, you know, talking about the mob. Yeah, it still takes a long time to do it. And then I have to do that for each of the different mobs. I also did it for the Monday video, which is more of a kind of prep video. I tried VIP on myself so that I can't remember how the VIP thing works. Oh, I give VIP out to people who raid me. Nothing would have gone wrong. Give us an ostrich or an emu
No,
if it's demand.
just read my last message. It will make sense.
We should vote for ambient mobs. Takes a long time for 3 mobs, and only one of them will end up in the game. That's true. But then again, it's kind of like bringing the community together to discuss stuff. There's a lot more going on, you know, than just actually voting for a mob. It brings a lot of hype to the Minecraft game. Like Minecraft voting is like trending on Twitter, and it's trending in other places. The actual Minecraft video was trending on YouTube. So it has a lot of purposes. Let's see if you can find your message. People vote for the mob. That's kinda meh. I think people vote for the mob that they're most excited for, right? People just think about themselves. Let's be honest. People are pretty selfish. They're like, I have a dog in Minecraft. I want my dog to have armor. I'm gonna vote for that one. Where is the other message? Okay, you tried VIP, nothing. Yeah, I guess I don't quite get your message. The VIP thing I think is just for me to give to people.
No, what I did is I tried to use /VIP and it didn't work.
Mm-hmm. JD says, I agree, they're really generating buzz, which is impressive since they've already added bees. It's a good one there, JD. They're creating buzz without bees. Minecraft old mob versus new mob vote. Yeah, they are tweaking. I think they're getting better at the whole mob vote thing. Like, especially this year, they're choosing mobs that are, they're like real life mobs. And they all have, like, they're all gonna have like a feature. It seems like a perk. So they're not gonna be super annoying. It's not gonna be like super lopsided. Hopefully it's not super lopsided. Okay, let's check on the rates again. Alrighty. Oh, we're getting close to 160,000 items per hour. I think those are all good numbers. Like my previous one, it was only like 3,500 emeralds per hour. So going from that to 80,000 emeralds per hour, that's a big jump. It's more than 20 times. Let's do math. We say 80,000. So okay, 80 divided by 3.5. 22, about 23 times faster. And still like 3,000 emeralds per hour. Still gets you quite a bit of emeralds. It's only if you're doing like trying to build blocks out of emeralds. Which I have heard people say. They're like, yes, emerald blocks look so nice. Let's build out of them. Can't think of anything else I want to do. Mostly just want to I want to see how much I want to see how many items we're potentially losing from having pistons inside this system. Because whenever the pistons extend, the mobs can't spawn there, and therefore we could lose a wave of mobs. So if I could figure out how much we're losing, I could figure out if I really want to change up like how fast the pistons are pulsing and that sort of thing. Next update means project gets updated along with other ones. Next updating it. Infinity. Oh, this project? You mean like this raid farm? They already did, they nerfed villagers in the recent 1.20.2. That's the reason why I was making a video about this farm and upgrading it, because it's perfect time. They also changed how far Ravagers can reach, so Ravagers can't actually hurt the player in the center. So I think we actually did eventually move the player low enough so it shouldn't be a problem. So what's the purpose of having a slab here? Oh, I think I was trying to prevent the items from falling down this hole until we're ready. Because I typically run lava in this dispenser. The lava comes out and destroys the extra XP. And I don't want items to accidentally fall into lava, so I try to block as much as possible. But you need at least a half block hole to let XP orbs through, because they're quite large. They're twice as large as items. Otherwise, what I could do is I could have put like I could have removed this block altogether, and then Ravagers would actually fall downwards, and then the player could actually kill them. But there's really no reason for the player to kill them. Either way, they drop saddles, and we don't really need their XPs because we're already getting too many. We're destroying the rest. How many XPs does a farm make? That's a good question, Devo. Let me write down some of these questions so I can answer them during the tutorial. Raid farm. And then also, I might make one for the Creeper Head farm. So I think I already got one for Creeper Head. So you asked about XP per hour, item per hour, depths per hour. What else we could talk about? Armor, sword that the player wears, the limit for village, limit for villagers to find villages. You find village. Is limited by that. Wave per raid. I think it's 7 or 8, depending on difficulty. We also talk about water. No spawn mobs. We also got ocean. Or spawn. What else do we have here? We have effects rarely spawn. Storage, furs, chest, monster. I don't know how many XPs it produces per hour. I mean, we're pretty much just maxed out at how many the player can take in. What we can do is we can just figure out what the average size XP is. We can figure out how fast you can take in the XP orbs. And then you could just figure out how much you get. He just says, could add a stone generator and skull catalyst. Store that XP. Dude, you know how much does a good room you need? I guess you would you'd put the XP into Skulk, and then you'd have to break the Skulk down into Silk Touch it, and then store the blocks into chest. I mean, it is kind of it is a cool way that they could store XP that way, but... Hey, Quadum. Is that your spreadsheet for all the items? Curious, how do you paste all icons in by using link? Because I tried the same, but it doesn't work for me. You can make a copy of the document, and then you can click on the cell. You can see the whatever it's called. The little, what are they called? Not syntax. Is it function? Yeah, function, right? See what type of functions being used? It mostly just grabs data from a website. Milliseconds per tick. Milliseconds per tick. Let's see. Does it say it on here? Millisecond ticks. Looks like it's running around 30 to 40 milliseconds. Ticks. Is that what you're talking about? Might not be able to see it. It might be underneath of the text. Player is picking up XP, as you can hear it. That's how they're repairing their sword, by the way. Play Skull Block, I don't think you get XPs even if you break it. Yeah, you do. Pretty sure. That's the whole purpose. Like, you could Silk Touch it, and then you could just come down later on, you can place it down again and break it. Lack of mending would be a problem. The end column is hidden in that all the item names. You can make a copy of the document, right? Then you can open up the end column. I think so. I think you can unhide it too. How many mobs required? I see mobs, a bunch of boats everywhere. So the 2 evokers you can get from the farm. So that one and that one. Once you start a raid, you can get them. So that's not such a problem. But the villagers, you need at least 1 villager to start a raid. Then you need at least 2 villagers to breed for more villagers. There's a total of 4 villagers. So you could come with 2, bring them on boats here. We talked about how we can transport them upwards. Either with fly machines, bubble columns. What else did we say? Maybe fishing rod. But other than that, those are the only things that only mob you actually have to bring. Everything else should be fairly easy. And some of the stuff is optional, like the lays. They still work when you like hook a boat with a fishing line. You can pull the whole boat, mob, and everything. Something I would also do is I just watch my old raid videos, and I see the type of questions people ask in the comments, and I see the type of questions I answer in the video, and then I use those to answer the same ones in these videos, because people don't, you know, always watch your old videos. Majority of people don't, and that way you can answer them in this one. Does the fire work underground? Hidden? It could, right? You have to spawn proof the top of the ground so that it wouldn't put the raids. There's an ocean underneath of us, which stops them from spawning. They're only gonna spawn here. It's like you can hide it, but you could it'd probably better to hide it underneath the ocean. Okay, I'm still around 80,000 items per hour. Or 80,000 emeralds per hour. 150,000 items. Built at 1 M or 1 million. Where do raids spawn? You know, village? The village is right there. We're at the upper reaches of the village. One thing I did want to figure out, I wanted to figure out how far out the villagers can detect raids. There's an area around a village where they can detect raids. And we're inside the area, so I can detect when the presents bad omen. Well, I'm glad we figured out the problem with the items. Because before it was only like 110 items per hour, and I thought, what the heck, why is it only 110 items when before it was like 150? So now I'll run this test, and then I'll compare it with the previous test. I might even do some other tests. Might try like whacking faster with the player and see if it helps. Because whacking faster could kill the entities faster, and therefore potentially get rid of the items faster. Actually, killing the mobs faster might actually create more entities, now that I think about it. Because something like a mob is one entity, right? But when you kill it, it drops like maybe a couple items plus a couple XP orbs. So you just turn one entity into like 4 entities. So it could be worse. But that's why I'm kind of testing this. And yeah, try to figure out how many XP per hour too that produce. I just think it's just going to be the maximum that the player can take in. JD says, I believe the bad omen detection is chunk based. Really? You mean like sub chunks? I'm not going to test it now because we're running the farm, but typically what I do, I just give myself bad omen, and then I just move myself downwards until the villager accepts the bad omen, and then that's how far And you can do the same thing from the side and just measure it. See if there's any differences. Got the column finally, just don't know you unhide adjacent columns. Okay. Yeah, I really don't understand all the inning workings of Excel sheets. If a chunk has a valid village, if a player's venom is detected within 8 chunks surrounding that chunk, the raid is triggered. Ah, okay. So this one's in this chunk here, and the player's in this chunk over here. And it detects those chunks. Okay. But how far up and down does it go? You know that, JT? Because I know if I stand up higher, it doesn't detect it. Then I come down a little bit lower, it finds. I don't know why the bot sometimes detects different messages. I probably could use less hoppers if like we just had these hoppers going in a circle of water. Could probably just do that too. Vertical might be based on subchunks. Yeah, I kind of remember we talked about all this stuff during the initial designing of raid farms, but it's been a couple years. I would like to also find out if it's possible to start a raid with a player, but the villager can't actually detect the raiders. Then again, I think we determined it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter if the villager detects it or not. We could just move the village downwards. I'm gonna grab some more water. I'll be right back. And meanwhile, check out my social. You're back. I'm back. Farm is working well. Player hasn't died. Can't think of anything else I want to change. I think what we're going to do is let it run. And if we see any problems, then we'll try to address those problems. The hardest thing is not actually fixing problems, but actually knowing if there is a problem that needs to be fixed. But yeah, thanks everybody hitting the follow button. Revumber? Revumber? Is there going to be a tutorial for this farm? Yes. Maybe on YouTube channel someday. But there isn't one yet. Yeah. Yeah, you can hide underneath the ground, but probably best to hide underneath the ocean. I did design like a really cool hidden iron farm. It's a 1x1 hole that you can disguise by putting something like carpet. But nowadays, when it comes to iron farms, it only needs sky access, so you can actually put the whole entire iron farm underneath the ground. So just even my simple iron farm works underneath the ground. I know Impulse SV always hides my iron farm. Look for a raid farming hardcore world almost out of emeralds. Yeah, tutorial will be out soon. Probably gonna try to do the mob head farm first. Just because the Halloween's coming up, I think it would be a cool video to put out during Halloween. Like a mob head farm. Or just before Halloween. When does Halloween hit on this year? Is it a weekend? It's on a Tuesday. Okay, so if I put it out that Friday, I think it'd fit very well because all the Halloween parties are going to be that Friday and probably Saturday. Oh, smucked my water glass. That means I have 1, 2, 3 weeks to do that. Make the video. Halloween's on Tuesday. Yeah, so it's probably best to put a video out on that previous Friday. What's your thoughts on new villager trading mechanics? It makes sense, like they're making people try to go different biomes and stuff. Biome specific villagers. But I don't understand why didn't they just do all this when they had the whole village pillage update. Because that was like the whole point. Revamp the villagers. 81,000 emeralds is insane. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to make a farm that is simple as the simplest kind of stacking raid farm that I can come up with, while still being fast because it also stacks waves as well as raids. It's almost 160,000 items per hour, but I think it's gonna go down over time. The rates might be a little bit higher for this one versus if I want to put the pistons in. I took screenshots of them, but I think the piston ones are a little bit lower. The lower 150s, I think, maybe. Oh, no. That's what raids I'm working on this farm. Get more emeralds for new trading mechanics. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because they nerfed the recuring villagers to get purchase and sell stuff for 1 emerald. So that's why I initially designed this farm. But then they also talked about other village changes, and I thought, okay, this is a good time to put out a video, right? I try to put a video out that's related to different hype topics. And even though I always wanted to work on this farm ever since I made, my first original 5 different raid farms, there wasn't always time, and it didn't always make sense. Kind of like the mob head farm. Mob head farm, I was working for 5 years, but once the piglin head came out, it makes sense now to make a video, because like, okay guys, look at that, I made an automatic piglin head farm. Piglin heads are out, that kind of thing. Makes sense. Hopefully it will also work better. Maybe it'll do better on YouTube as well. Yeah, there's a cap on Vex. 8 for this side, 8 for this side. The ones in the middle can't spawn any. Not if you think there's something that needs to be fixed. Maybe message in the Twitch chat. Twitch moderation chat on Discord. Otherwise I'll forget about it. I already learned something? Yeah, you can ping me if it's important. Yeah, I just can't think of anything else I want to change about this farm. When we come to do the actual tutorial on it, we might end up changing stuff. Because I might realize, like, okay, if people are building this in survival, you might want to do this rather than that sort of thing. But I'm really impressed with the farm. I had a lot of fun designing it. Overcome, like, hundreds of different problems along the way. We're going to find somebody to raid. So stick around, guys. We can raid as a big party. It's a great way to support our fellow Minecraft streamers. In the meanwhile, as I get the raid going, make sure you guys are still following me on my social. I got not only my YouTube, but I also have a Discord, Twitter, Patreon, TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, and I even got other ones. Follow them all. Want to see what I'm up to. Even post in life photos on my Twitter. Who should we raid? I guess we could raid Linksy. I think everyone else we raided recently. Let's see what Linksy has to say about the crab verse. Armadillo. Get that raid started. You guys could please join us in raiding Linksy. Twitch will send us over there just in a bit. As always, if you guys could copy the rated message you see in chat versus rated, let them know that we are coming from a Raiseworks raid over to their stream. If you guys could copy the message, once we get sent over there, just paste it into their channel. Give them some hype with incoming raids, and also throw in some lovely emotes. I got some raid emotes, otherwise Twitch has some nice ones. You guys know what Linksy is? He's a hardcore Minecraft player. He has a world that has over 30,000 days in it without dying, which is really impressive. We'll be hopping over there with a raid. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. I really appreciate everybody remembering to use our Amazon Prime or our Twitch Prime. Get a free subscription each and every month. Just have to remember to manually